Every day it does it. Look at me now. Hey, David, you're my first contestant. Welcome to the chat. Waiting for these other folks to hop on in. I love it. Hey, Brandon. Happy Friday. How are you doing today? Happy Friday. Happy Friday, happy Friday, happy Friday. Brandon, you're the first person on here. What up, ATL Uncut? Happy Friday, T.I. Welcome to the party. 1985. What it do? Y'all my first contestants on here. I ain't even really gonna hold you. It is Friday. I'm doing good, Brandon. It is Friday, and really it's not too much going on in the news besides this whole thing with Charlie Kirk stuff going on. You saw that they caught the guy, right? 22-year-old, what was his name? Something Taylor. You know, the conspiracy theorists are saying that they still don't believe it. I don't know what to believe at this point because, child, I don't know. I think folks are speculating like it couldn't have been him. I guess because of how far he shot from. It was like 200 yards. Hey babe, it was like 200 yards on top of a rooftop. Did you see him concaving off that damn roof though? Looked like damn. I said, who he think he is? Spider-Man, chill. But yeah, not really too, like I said. Hey babe. Really not too much going on in the news. I did have a story, but like I said, everything that is being talked about is the guy that has now been captured. So, what are your thoughts on the 22-year-old man? Again, I think his name, let me Google him real quick. Again, I paid attention. 1985 said dude was on his Jason board. Man, 1985, the way he hopped off that damn roof, though, I was like, yo, it has to be somebody that was military trained, but he's 22. And my mom's like, nah, it got to be somebody that, you know, to shoot from that angle and from where he shot from and to shoot him dead on. I mean, babe said glowing like a glow stick. Sheesh. It's probably the light. He thought he was John Wick. I don't know who he thought he was, but when I saw him hop off that damn roof, I said, who he think he is? The Amazing Spider-Man? Hey, Swisher. Really keeping it just because really there's nothing too much going on in the news besides this guy being caught. 22-year-old who is responsible was caught. Well, at least they think it is him. Tyler Robinson is his name. Tyler Robinson. But here's the gag. Here's how daddy turned his ass in. I'm not laughing, but what I am saying is his old pappy turned him in. He saw that $100,000. He said, oh yeah, that my son. So his daddy turned him in. For his daddy to turn him in, I'm like, wow. I guess the question today would be, if you had a relative and you know they committed something so tragic like this, would you turn them in? I know we talked about rat and snitching with Thugger and stuff, but we're going to switch it up today. There's a question. If you had a family member, you saw them on the news, like this Tyler Robinson guy, what'd you do what the daddy did and turn him in? Hey, Aim. Brandon said he looks like a sniper from the rooftop. It did look like a sniper. And 19, his dad turned him in, and Young Thug would, and everybody out here calling Young Thug a snitch. Riddle me this. What did what Thug say? Whoop de doo. And this man old daddy turned his ass in. I bet he ain't got no. I bet he feel proud. He's a proud American. I did the right thing by turning my son in. Swisher said Thug would have said, "Call me. I'll tell you what you want to know." Swisher said, "Dad down bad for that. Not turning my relative in to get fried. I'm sorry. Can't Aim said I can't turn my people in." So the question today is, in this scenario with now we know who the killer is to Charlie Kirk, Tyler Robinson, 22 years old, own daddy turned him into the police. Own daddy turned him into the police. So the question is, would you turn in one of your family members if they committed a crime like this? Would you do it? What about for $100K? I'm throwing money out there now. What about for $100K? Would you do it? What up, Mama? Mama, I just came out with a topic from nowhere, but today's topic is, now that we know who, because this man has been all over the news. He's going to continue to be all over the news for the next couple of days. But we now know who Charlie Kirk's killer is. Tyler Robinson, 22 years old. And we're talking about the daddy. His own daddy, the father, was the one that dropped dime on him. So today's question is, if you had a family member that committed such a heinous crime like this, would you turn them in? And then I threw the money factor in there. What if they offered you 100 stacks? The news said, 100 stacks if you know the whereabouts. Would that change your mind? Hold on. Brandon said, no, I wouldn't turn my family or relative in for a crime. Swisher said, would you? Now, Swisher, now. It depends on what family member. Let me ride with you. It depends on what family member, okay? Because I don't like all my family members. I'm going to just keep it a stack with you today. I don't like all of them. So if it's some money on the line, I just might. I'm just saying. Babe said, nope. 1985 said, you seen what he carved into the guns and bullets. Did it say fascists? I think one of them said, hey, fascists. And then I think one said, if you find this, you're gay. I think that's what two of them, but refresh my memory, 1985. Aim said, you would probably get that 100K, DD. Listen, I don't like all my family members. I'm going to keep it a bean with you. I know. So some of them I might have to. I'm sorry. I might pull the trigger. Babe said 1985. What? Babe said nope. He said 1 million might be anonymous tip. Laughing my ass off. Mama said what I said depends on the family member. It depends on the family member. I'm gonna keep it a straight being with you today. Y'all on here lying. You know there's a family member you would turn in. Let's stop the capping, okay? All family members are not created equally, okay? So yeah, there's depends on what. Yeah, ain't going to cop. I'm gonna sit up in that courtroom rocking all the way to the bank. We done came up, baby. Thank you. Let me stop. But no, it really does depend on the family member. Mama said, was he in the army? He got great aim. He's 22 years old. They have not released the backstory to this guy, but there's a lot of conspiracy theorists that are already saying that there is no way that a 22-year-old young man was able to pull this off. That is what they're saying, allegedly. Brandon said no money is important than family. Then Brandon, you don't know some of my family members. You don't know some of my family members because I know one who might just turn my ass in if the shoe was on the other foot because he money hungry. So, Mama said it's ironic that a YT who was full of hate killed another YT who was full of hate. And there was pictures too of him, and so according to what I saw, they're saying that his parents are registered Republicans, and they're saying that at Halloween he wore a Trump costume, which means nothing. I mean, we're not 100%. Hey, got you open ENT. Not 100% sure, whether he was for or against Trump. But a 22-year-old shooting from 200 yards and the angle that he was positioned at takes a lot of training. What up, Pat? Hey, Betty. Takes a lot of training. That's why I'm like, are they just trying to pin this on somebody? Did this young boy really do this? You know what I'm saying? Or was he there? Because if you've seen the video and you've seen Tyler hop off that roof, he looked like he had no AR-15 on him. And then I'm like, there's no, because if he had the AR-15, don't you have to like put that together? Especially if you're, don't you gotta put that together and then to break it all down in the time that he broke it down? I don't know. I'm not, listen, FBI clearly knows more than DD Parker does. Okay? But what I am saying is, he had an AR-15 in his backpack and he was hopping off a effing roof. Where was the gun? Ain't no way he was able to dismantle that gun that quickly. I'm just saying. But then, you gun enthusiasts might know better than Didi, because, yeah, I don't know nothing about no AR-15s. Mama said it's ironic that, oh, okay, I think I read that. He's the fall guy. Okay, got you, open ENT. He's about to get paid and then go missing, and yes, you do. Perfect shot. It was an old rifle, not the weapon. So it wasn't an AR-15. So I don't, again, the details keep coming in, so I don't know 100% all the details. But for my new folks on here, we're talking about, because this man's daddy, Tyler Robinson's daddy, turned him in. I don't know if it was for the check. I'm saying it was for the check because it was 100 stacks on the line. So he probably saw that 100 stacks and was like, I'm going to go get this money. You're going to have to go do this jail time because we need it. You're going to have to take one for the team. But they said he confessed to the daddy that he did it, allegedly. So we're talking about if you knew a family member or they came to you and confessed such a heinous crime, would you be the one to turn them in? Would you be the one to pull the trigger and call the police on them? And I know we just talked about snitching, but this is kind of a different scenario. You know what I'm saying? Got you, open ENT said, and look at the video of the girl on the bus. I didn't see that video. But I did see the video where somebody was pointing to the roof. Hey, Polo. Somebody was pointing to the roof like, look, it looks like somebody's on the roof. So I did see that. But from the distance, I mean, it was hard to tell if it was an actual person on that roof or not. It looked like it was somebody on the roof, but I mean, and then you think of somebody on the roof, you're not thinking that they come in, 1985 said his dad is a former cop. He probably has some light training and was able to break the gun down a few seconds after firing it. That quick? Well, I guess that's what I was telling my mom, because she was like, no way, 22, he had to have some extensive military training to shoot from that distance and from that angle. Like, he didn't miss. The ninja who tried to shoot Trump missed. This one, he missed his calling because he was an excellent marksman. No disrespect. Rest in peace to the dead, but I'm just saying. Mama said it was not okay, I thought it was an AR-15. Because that's what I thought previous reports had said it was an AR-15. Got you, open ENT said depends on who the family. That's what I said, got you, open ENT. It depends on the family member. It depends on the family member. I'm going to be real with you. I ain't going to sit here and lie and say I ain't going to turn their asses in. It depends on the family member, because I do got some family members that I would turn in. I would, and get the check. And sit up in court. Yes, Your Honor. He told me that. Sure will. Anyway. Got you, open ENT. He said, yep, and yep. And Mama said 200 yards, one shot, no other casualties. I'm just saying. The boy missed his calling. Crazy. To shoot from that distance. And the angle he was shooting at. and not miss. I'm just saying. So, but I was talking to Mama and I was telling her, YTs, this is what the conversation we be having on here. Train up your children because they doing it. Train up your children because they doing it every day. And now you're seeing the result of them training up their children. Hunting. What you think they hunting them deer for? It's for practice. Target practice for when they need to really use it. I'm just saying, train up your children because they is. Pat said, got you open ET facts. And he said, and give their seeds some bread to live. Been doing it. Yeah. This is not a drill. These people are ready. And when I mean people, I'm talking about them YTs are ready. Them in some gun toting. They believe in their rights. They believe in their rights so much they don't even want to change the law to help these babies so they can go to school in peace. They don't even want to change these gun laws so the babies can go to school in peace. That's how much they believe in their right to carry. They don't even want to change the law to protect their babies. They babies. Because it ain't folks that look like us doing the school shootings. And the crazy thing is, the day that this happened, there was a shooting in Colorado, which ain't getting no type of attention. I ain't even heard the man in the White House mention that school shooting not one time. But yet here we are. This has been on my TV, Charlie Kirk, for the last couple of days. I'm just saying. Brandon said, if a stranger shot my family member, I would turn them in for the money. But that's if they shoot your family member. What if your family member is the one doing the shooting, Brandon? Are you turning them in? And that's why I said it depends on the family member. Because not all family members are created equally. I'm just saying. Dang. Call me a snitch rat. Call me thugger. I don't give a damn. Whoop-de-doo. I don't care. But why we not talking about white on white crime? Because they never think white on white crime is a thing. That's not a thing. That's not a thing. And who the ones going up in these schools shooting? It ain't folks that look like us. I'm just saying. And then Trump spoke out against the Lily YT girl. And no disrespect, again, God bless the dead, who was murdered by a black man. I think it was the train. Want him to get the death penalty, but ain't said nothing about no school shootings, sir. Got everything to say about this, Charlie Kirk. But to each his own. 1985 said, I saw earlier today that Charlie Kirk was a huge Kanye fan. Does that change your opinion about him? Because he was a Kanye fan? And Kanye ain't been right since he lost his mama. I ain't been a fan since College Dropout. I'm going to be real with you. Got you opening, and he said they was ready for this. This was the setup after the civil was, and seen the flags at half mast. And they're going to be at half mast until Sunday. And flew him from Utah to Arizona where his family lived at. And the vice president, hey, it's the Pope 49, and the vice president was there to meet him. Talking about a hero. I'm sorry. What war he fought in? Which one? Which one of these war he fought in? Were he a hero? Oh, wait. Better yet. What military? What part of the military was he in? Oh, wait. And no disrespect. Because all human lives deserve to be respected. But what I am saying is, if this was an average smoke, we would not be doing all of this. I'm just saying. Hey, it's the Pope 49. Today's topic is, if you had a family member, we're talking about kind of this Charlie Kirk thing, but with a little different spin on it. If you had a family member that you knew that committed such a heinous crime, would you turn them in? Because that's exactly what Charlie Kirk's daddy did. Would you turn them in? And let me ask y'all another question. Was Charlie Kirk's daddy right for turning his son in? Did he do the right thing? I want to see what y'all say about this. Did he do the right thing by turning his son in? Hold on. And Mama said the last school shooting at a Catholic school was white on white crime. They're never going to call it that because they don't believe it's that. It's not that much that goes on. But my girl Jasmine Crockett said we are already on pace to have the highest number of school shootings this year. I forgot since when, but yeah. But nobody ain't paying attention to that. We already on record pace. These babies ain't even been in school, but two? Not even some 2 months, 3 months? Not even 3 months, 2 months the most. And then some went back to school. So, anyway. Mama said they're gonna say the shooter had mental issues. Always the excuse they make for them. Of course. War got you. Okay. He said, what you say got you opening ENT? War. 1985. You ain't been a fan since College Dropout. You wildin'. He had 5 class. No, we ain't gonna discuss that. After College Dropout, what was that? After Graduation or something like that was his second album. I'll give you 808s. That probably was the last and final good Kanye album, but everything after that has been trash. I'm sorry. Yeah, after that, he arguably has the greatest discography. Listen, Kanye was the best when Kanye was Kanye, but again, he ain't been right in the mind since his mama passed away. So, that part. Mama said the National Guard is going to Chicago. I saw that. Got you opening, ENT said, it's the Truman Show and we are all the actors. It seems like that. Pat said, Mama, and they talking about Memphis and Birmingham. But Pat, I thought y'all crime rate, I can get out. I thought y'all crime rate in Birmingham was going down. The mayor just got reelected, did he not? Woodfin, did he not just get reelected on that platform that the crime was going down? So you mean to tell me that we lying again? As the Pope said, I'll stay out of it. If it was my child, I'm giving them some money and putting them on a banana boat. Mama said he should have ran for us. Hey, Sonny. Got you. Said, for me, it's only College Dropout. Yeah. Hey, Mr. Clifford. Yeah, we're not about to debate no Kanye albums because Kanye, what did Kanye have on his shirt just recently about White Lives Matter? I'm not gonna entertain Kanye. I haven't entertained Kanye in a very long time. Yeah, so I just let him rest where he at. But if you're Mr. Clifford, welcome to the chat. Of course, we're talking about this Charlie Kirk thing. It's been still all over the news. They now have a suspect in custody. Tyler Robinson, 22 years old. What up, Zodi? I don't know. I don't know if I believe that this young boy is the shooter or not. Again, the precision from shooting from 200 yards takes training. And you can shoot deer all day. I mean, but damn. 200 yards on top of a damn rooftop, the angle that he shot that man and not miss or hit anybody else takes training. So I'm not saying that he ain't capable of it. But what I am saying is it takes somebody very skilled and trained to shoot a shot like that. But the question is, if you had a family member or knew a family member and they came to you and confessed about a heinous crime such as Charlie Kirk, would you turn them in? Because Charlie Kirk's daddy had no problem calling the popo and turning him in. So is you turning your family in? And I'm saying he turning in for the check. I don't care what nobody say. Because it was 100 stacks on the line. I say he turned his son in for the money. Mama said crime is down in Chicago as well. So that's crazy. So, but the crazy thing about Birmingham is the governor is a Republican. I don't think Birmingham is not a Democratic state that I know of for the most part, or Alabama. Alabama is a Republican state. I thought. Anyway, how many subjects are we talking about? I know we all over the place, Mister. It's the Pope 49. It's all It's a couple of things, but it's all tied in one. So just keep up with me today. I ain't have a specific topic I wanted to talk about today, so we're kind of all over the place. So I just kind of pinpointed it to there. Um, but 1985 said late registration graduation. I did like late registration graduation. Like I said, college dropout, late registration, and then we're gonna get off of this because we talk about something different. The 808s is probably dark, twisted. No, yeah, no, absolutely not. How you feel about the National Guard going to Chicago, Philly, and New Orleans? Um, are they? I want to ask what party. I believe these are all Democratic states that he's sending these people to, and I just feel like he's only doing it to the Democratic states. Does that explain it? Because I don't see him sending, because crime in Georgia, last time I checked, was on the rise. I don't hear him sending no National Guard out here, even though that we good. You don't need it. But I'm just saying. Okay? So, I mean, I don't know. That would be a better question for FA, because FA, I know he's in DC, and he is applauding Trump in his efforts. He loves it. So, Brandon said, yes, the father made the right decision to turn his son in. Why do you feel like that, Brandon? Why do you feel like the daddy made the right decision? 1985 said, yeah, if it's the weirdo uncle that you can't leave your kids around, I'm turning in an ASAP. Pat said, that's what I'm saying, but I heard they hitting Democratic cities. I think they are hitting a lot of the Democratic cities from what I heard. So, Mama said 1985. Of course, you probably agree with it. Mama, I'm not Mama. Pat said, yeah, Alabama is a red state. Birmingham is a Democratic city. Right. You have a Democratic mayor, but Alabama as a state, yeah, is a Republican state, which I'm surprised. That what's her name? Kay Ivey. I'm surprised she even letting that go down. But I guess it hasn't happened yet. So, 1985 said he won the swing states. These are the cities that constantly lead the murder rate. Yeah, but again, 1985, I'm not sure how true what Pat is saying, because, again, I haven't been really following what's going on in Birmingham since I'm not there anymore. But when I was there, which wasn't just too long ago, they were saying that the crime rate was down in Birmingham. So I'm confused on why he would need to send the National Guard if the crime rate is going down. And the crime rate in Georgia, not Georgia, yes, Georgia. Oh, I'll say Atlanta. The crime rate in Atlanta is going up. So why you not sending no National Guards out here? I'm just saying. Even though we don't need them, keep them down. And Mama said, 1985 said to you, Mama, laughing my ass off. I didn't even say I agree. LOL. She's giving me the benefit of the doubt. Well, do you? Do you agree? That's a good question, Mama. Do you agree? Mama said they say Tennessee is the top of crime rate. No National Guard. It's a Republican state. I believe it. I believe it. But if he sends him to Birmingham, then we might not have a fight in this battle. Because again, Birmingham is a red state. Georgia is a red state, which is probably why he's not sending them to Georgia, because they all red states. I just want to know why. I mean, I get why, because of course you just said 1985 that these cities lead in murder. But again, like I said, I've heard Birmingham. I'm not sure about these other cities and what they have going on and what they're dealing with. But like I said, FA, he's a huge fan of it. He lives in DC, and what up, Baby Rock? He absolutely loves the fact that the National Guard was brought into DC. He says he feels a lot safer. So, I don't have a feeling either which way, because they ain't here in Georgia. So, hate to say that. 1985, I think he said, hold on, let me go back to it, Mama. Hey, Baby Rock, I'm going to tell you what we're talking about, because we're kind of all over the place, so we're going to bring it back in. Mama said to you 1985, so exactly what is the National Guard doing? 1985 said, I think he will eventually send them all to the high crime states, but It's only so many resources. He would have to be, it would have to be one at a time. Let me, you see, it's only so many resources. I was about to say something, but then I don't want to get kicked off of here. So I'm going to keep my comments to myself and keep it cute. All right. New folks, we're talking about, of course, this Charlie Kirk thing. It's been all over the news. Can't get away from it. But they caught the guy who allegedly was a shooter. His name is Tyler Robinson. But the gag is his daddy turned him in. So, hey, Miss Jordan Radio. So the question today is, if you had a family member that you knew committed a heinous crime, is you turning them into the police? Is you dropping dime on them? Hey, Jordan Boo. Welcome to the chat, girl. Is you dropping dime on them? Is you turning them? Now, there was a $100,000 reward up for grabs for Charlie. I mean, for the killing of Charlie Kirk. How would I want to call him Kirk Franklin? Charlie Kirk. There was a $100,000 reward. So I don't know if the daddy saw that. It was like, I'm going to need them coins. Let me go call the police. But according to reports, they're saying that Tyler confessed to the dad. And that's when the dad called the police. So is you turning your family members in? I said it depends on the family member. That's what I said. There you go. Twin. Jordan. Yes, depends on the family member. That's what I say. It depends on the family member. Because all family members are not created equally. Okay? Some of y'all, yes. And I'm going to be sitting right up in court. Yes, Your Honor. He told me that. Yes, Your Honor. Smiling. $100,000 for a check. Let me stop. But yeah, I'm sorry. Hey, DC Big Rob. Sorry, y'all. I got to keep repeating myself. We're getting new folks coming in. Of course, you know we're talking about this thing with Charlie Kirk because it's still all over the news. The alleged shooter has been caught, Tyler Robinson. So the question today is, his daddy turned him in to the police. If you had a family member and you knew they committed such a heinous crime, would you be willing to turn them into the police? Would you do it? I said yes. It depends on the family member. Because all family members are not created equally. I'm going to be right up in court singing like a bird. Singing like Thugger on them jail calls, baby. You better know it. Singing. With $100,000 all the way to the bank, baby. You better know it. So, yes. It just depends on the family members. Hold on. Mama said, all a diversion to keep him from addressing Epstein files. Breaking news. ICE officer killed in traffic stop. Are you serious, Mama? I didn't see that. Well, that's because we're on here. 1985 said, patrolling and assisting cops. The cops don't have enough resources. Chicago has weekends where they have 50 plus murders. But I don't know if the National Guard, 1985 is the answer though. I'm not 100% sure. And then it goes back to what we talked about, because we have talked about this. Like I said, F.A., he's from D.C., lives in D.C., Chocolate City, and he's happy. He is happy that Trump sent in the National Guard. He is happy because he feels much safer. But the thing about it is, once they get there and they do what they're supposed to do, eventually they're going to have to move on to the next city. Then what does that mean for D.C. again? Is D.C. going to go back to what it was? I feel like, what do they say? You're just massaging the problem. That's all you're doing. You're not really coming up with a solution to the problem. What is the solution to fix crimes in these cities? It ain't the National Guard. We got to come up with something different. And Rashad, who's not on here today, we got to find more resources for these babies. When I was growing up, we had brownies. Well, I was a brownie for a little short period of time. But we had after school programs. I tried to do ballet. Didn't work. You see? It didn't work. But we had programs to keep us occupied. That's all I'm saying. Ms. Jordan said, depends on what family member. I know that's right. Mama said, shoot, not killed ICE officer. Okay, so they shot at an officer. Jordan said, if I don't like them, hell yeah. Jordan, I know that's right. She said, hell yeah, I'm turning their asses in. Pat said, that's what I'm saying, Mama. Trying to distract us. Jordan, twin. Baby Rock said, hell nah. I'm going to make them earn their money. Pops better be careful because they will be looking at his involvement. Again, right, baby Barack, because a 22-year-old, okay, young man has never had military training. Okay, he might have been in the backyard shooting at some deers, but wasn't military trained. Got up on a roof and shot from 200 yards. Shot 200 yards. That takes a very skilled. I ain't no shooter, but from that angle and that distance, that seemed like somebody who did it had to be trained and skilled. So DC Big Rob said, what's happening? I agree. It would depend on the family member. 1985 said, I'm not saying the National Guard is the answer, but if they are not, then what is? Right. They have to come up with a solution for that. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like I just feel like the National Guard is just covering up the problem for now. You know what I'm saying? Caressing the problem for now, but then once they leave and go on to the next city, then what? Because then you're going to have these same people coming back outside now that the National Guard is in here to create chaos again. So, Baby Barack said, Mama, who done the ICE agent in? Trump will be sending them to Georgia at some point because Kemp is with it. And Mama said 1985, National Guard is for war, not crime. Well, didn't he just rename his whole Department of Defense, Department of War? Trump is not playing no games with you. He's not playing no games, okay? Brandon said if the father didn't turn him in, then he would still be doing more shooting people, Didi. We don't know that to be a true or false. We don't know that to be a fact. We don't know if that Charlie Kirk might have just been his only. But I'm sure as time will tell, they are going to release more details. But we don't know that to be a fact, though, Brandon. But I get what you're saying. Mama said, Baby Brock, it's in Chicago. 1985 said, when I was in Cuba, I learned that 2/3 of the population is in law enforcement. Plus, they have overly harsh punishment for misdemeanors. The result is little to no crime. So, hey, Super Pat, so are you saying that's what we should go to? I guarantee you don't want the... Well, you lived in Cuba. I don't want to live under no Cuba regime. I'm good. I'm good. Hey, Super Pat. DC Big Rob said, have you heard Miss Jasmine Crockett is increasing her security? By the way, crime in DC has been going down since 2023. The mission on the National Guard is humanitarian duties and supplementary security not. But that's what somebody got on here. It wasn't Tristan, because Tristan was on here yesterday. But it was Effie and somebody else. It might have been Rashad. They were going kind of debating. It was somebody else that lives in DC as well. I can't remember who that person was. But they were saying how crime had already been going down before they sent the National Guard there. And Effie was trying to explain like how it feels like DC just feels like a whole different... It just feels like a whole different atmosphere since the National Guard is there. So, again, F.A.'s not on here. He's my D.C. residential person. So, he can better probably explain. Maybe we'll get him back here on Monday. Explain what is going on in D.C. Baby Rock said, Pops probably taught him how to shoot. And the weapon is probably registered to him. So, he had to tell. Baby Rock, would you tell on your kid, though? Is the question. Would you tell on your child? That's his child. That's his child. Now his child could possibly get the death penalty. Baby said, higher security, book with me. I'll keep you. Right. And they say he did not want security at his rally. So that's why he did not have security there. Pat said to you, Mama, right? Because if someone comes attacks us, we have no security because he's spreading them around these cities. And Mama said to Pat, right, this is what the world has come to. Will the National Guard kill Americans as well? Good question. And 1985 said, in Cuba, if you get into a fight at a club, you get 5 years in prison. Who that? Because what? Nobody fights in clubs there. I think the answer might be to increase punishment. You really think that's the solution? Is okay. I would say increase punishment for certain crimes, not all crimes. Like major crimes like murder, maybe increase the punishment. Or like rape. I think you should have your stuff chopped off if you even think about sleeping with a child. But I've been said that. I think that should be your punishment. I don't think there should be no arguing about it. I think if that is something your little nasty self wants to do, you deserve to have your stuff chopped off. I'm just saying. I'm sorry. I'm just saying. So, yeah, I'm with you when it comes to severe like that. But fighting in a club, hell, 1985, I done got into a fight in the club before. You want me to go to jail for 5 years? You wanted me to spend 5 years in jail? And it wasn't my fault. Or was it my fault? Anyway, I told y'all that story before. Mama said 1985. We not in Cuba, so what's your point? It's a dictatorship country. It's a dictator country. Yeah. Babe said, ooh, own seed is crazy. Yes, the own daddy turned him in. Baby Rack said, nah, I ain't telling. Playing the nut roll. So you're not going to tell on your son? Even though you would keep that secret. Knowing your son was a killer. And done killed some man. They was coming for him anyway. They was going to find him. Oh, they was going to find him. They was going to find Tyler Robinson. Tyler Robinson did not have a chance in hell. You hear me? DC Big Rob said, you do the crime, you must do the time. So, DC Big Rob, you turning your son in. Your flesh and blood, your son, you turning him in. Brandon said, now, if family did a horrible crime, I would do it for a date. Brandon. Babe said that ain't never happened. Oh, God. Okay. If Cuba is so great, why the all coming here? 1985. Why are they all coming here? That's what Mama said. If Cuba is so great, why are they all coming here? Babe, it's okay, babe. Babe said, maybe in your dreams. 1985 said, Mama, yeah. And here is a free country, but look what we do with that freedom. Remember the no bail policy? People just ran in stores and stole because they knew they could get bail same day. Listen, I ain't opposed. Listen, 'cause what you think is finna happen? 1985. This shit ain't. Excuse me. This economy. This country is not fitting to get no better. Prices are the highest they ever been. Black women, listen to what I'm telling you, because this ain't even affecting black men. Black women are unemployed at the highest rate they have been since 2000. What was it? Since COVID. Black women. Okay? I just saw something in the news where they're saying there are not enough jobs for people that are unemployed. What you think is about to start happening? People can't afford to feed their families. They are barely scratching and surviving. What you think is... It's about to get real out here. If you... did one aspect. Shit about to get real. Baby Brock said, I would keep it until the end, yo, and would play like I don't watch the news when questioned. 1985 said, I'm not saying Cuba is great in all areas. I'm saying they got crime down. I get it, because 1985, you're trying to come up with a solution to the problem that we have here in certain cities, which is something that our United States government should be doing. Coming up with a solution instead of sending in the National Guard. Okay? Because the National Guard is only, adding a Band-Aid to the problem. Okay? It's only adding a Band-Aid, but it's not fixing the actual problem. So eventually they'll leave and it'll go back to what it was. The crime rate being high. I don't know. Um, Mama said they want to charge the shooter with a federal crime. Who? Tyler Robinson? They want to charge him with a federal crime? Tyler Robinson better hope he don't get the death penalty. Can I just say this? And I'm not trying to glorify this man, but what I am saying is, um, if if I if I was going to do something, first of all, I'm not wearing no clothes. You see, nothing that can you can identify Didi with. Okay, nothing. Might throw on a I might look like Drewski and how Drewski looked as when he played that YT country man. Okay, that's how far I'm about to take it. You ain't gonna know my identity. Okay, because Drewski played the hell out that little country man, NASCAR man, whatever it was. It was funny. Oh, the YTs, they was mad. They was mad about it. You'd be okay though. Oh, they was mad. But it was funny to me. Baby Barack said to you, babe, facts, although they will try. Thank you, Brandon. Pat said it's about to get worse for all of it's not going 1985 said the cure to all this economic-ish marriage, family, as long as everybody is individual as a taxpayer, we will all be broke. We got to bring back nuclear families. And Mama said 1985, and they also are basically live as prisoners. 1985. And yes, the shooter, federal charges for what? So, oh, but see, if he gets federal charges, that means he can go to club feds, because that's the only place he probably will have a chance in anyway. I don't know. My conspiracy theorists believe that this was staged. It was the setup. I don't know what to believe. And you're right. Who said that? Baby Barack? Did Baby Barack? Were you the one? Oh no, 1985. You're absolutely right. We do all need to stick together. But unfortunately, the black community does not stick together very well. I don't need to give you an example, but I can give you an example. I just tried to book Desi for this. Yeah. I know I talked about it a little bit yesterday. Tried to book him. Yep. Come do an interview with the station kids. Was gung-ho. Said he would do it. And then started leaving me on red. Baby, what I am not is one of your groupies. And what I am not going to do is beg you. It's cool. I'll see you when I see you, my brother. That's all I can say at this point in time. But you talk about sticking together, and we as black folks got to do a better job with sticking together. But we as black folks got to do a better job with coming together and stop being in competition with one another and thinking everybody is against them. That's our problem, and that's why we will always stay behind. So, crabs in a barrel. All right, I got exactly 10 more minutes. Maybe less. Y'all want to do some final thoughts? This is kind of a good discussion because I had no idea where I was going with it today. But if you are just now joining, or if you were on here, we were talking about if you had a family member that committed such a heinous crime, like Tyler, I want to call him Tyler Robinson, who is the alleged 22-year-old who killed Charlie Kirk, would you turn him in? Tyler's daddy did. And I'm going to say he did it for the money. I don't care what nobody say. It was $100K on the line. Or he might have turned it in because he's a good Samaritan. And he believes in his good old American people. And he shouldn't be shooting Americans. He might have did it for that. I really think it was about the cash, though. Everybody's strapped out here. It's hard for everybody. Not just black people. It's hard for them, too. Why you don't... It ain't us. Why you think that boy got up on that roof? It's hard out here. I ain't saying, but what I is saying, even these YTs are now getting fed up with this rhetoric. Pat said, I'm with you, Didi. I believe Orange Man and his folks set this up. Mama said to you, 1985, black men need to take the lead because they don't seem to care about the nuclear family, care more about making babies with no responsibilities. When you got Future, no disrespect, you got Future, Nick Cannon. Who else out here leading the pack with these damn babies? Okay, just making babies like it's just. I understand y'all want big families, but anyway, that's another subject for another day, child. Anyway, 1985 said to you, Mama, we prisoners too. What you think welfare is for? What you think Section 8 is? We are government prisoners. I'm saying we need family units. Kids are also less likely to join gangs. And two parents. I know we bring up this Section 8 and this welfare. Baby, we was not the originators of that. You better go do your history, 1985. We were not the ones. That system was designed for YT women. They was the ones banking and benefiting off of that. We could barely get that shit. Why? Because they didn't want us to even have our own men in the house. You couldn't have your man in the house if you wanted to get welfare or Section 8. You had to be a single mama out here. This was all the plan. It was designed like this. I know how we going to keep these black people apart. We can't keep them apart with slavery no more. So we're going to come up with something else to keep them apart. And that's exactly what they did. Because they wasn't asking YT women where their man was at. So I'm just saying. Have a good weekend, Brandon. We're about to get off. Baby Rock said that's crazy because the talent needs the radio just as much as you need them. Don't worry. He will be all in your junk once he falls off. And he will fall off and then give you. Oh, yeah. That's what I think is funny. And I'm not wishing. And I'm going to just address this and then I'm going to read the last of these comments and then we'll end. I'm not wishing, I'm wishing everybody black success and prosperity, so any way that I can help, I usually try to help, whether it be a little, whether it be a lot, but I do try to at least help, you know what I'm saying? Because I know what it is to be. And right now, I get it. I ain't nobody to a Desi Banks. It's cool. Dee Dee Parker, who's that? She's nobody. But that's why I said what I said. Because the toes that you step on today could be the ass that you kiss tomorrow. And, it is what it is. That's why I know in due time, I ain't worried about it. Because all these people who have once denied me and said, nah, I'm good. I don't know who you are. Looked down your nose at me. Looked like I was beneath you. Your day will come. And I'm not praying that you fall off. But I'm just saying, that karma don't miss. I was going to say something, but I ain't going to do it because I don't want the backlash. 1985 said black women need to stop divorcing black men. Y'all leave at 80% rate. It's on the men and women. It's on the community. You can't say that statement, 1985, that black women need to stop divorcing black men because we don't know why these women are divorcing these men. And if that's the case, then I encourage black men to step up their game. Stop playing these games when you in this marriage and be married. And be truthful and committed to your vows. You can't just put everything on the women. It takes two. I'm just saying. There you go. It takes two. Those legs got to open for a kid to be made. Or no, then there are some men that take it too. Let's not forget. Mama said divorce. These black men don't even want marriage. They want friends with benefits and no accountability or situationships. 1985, Mama said, so why can't men take responsibility for not making a baby they could? And Baby Barack said, and I will be there taking pictures of him kissing your ass. Thank you, Baby Barack. And 1985 said, and it's on the community. It's not more on women or men. It's all of us. We all got work to do. I've been said that. It's not a man. It's not a black man thing. It's not a black woman thing. It's a all of us thing. We all got work to do. Even my sisters. Okay? Because y'all like to think y'all got that halo over y'all head. Nah, y'all could be checked too. Okay? Anyway, all right, let's do some final thoughts. But that was my final thoughts, yes. My final thoughts are the toes that you step on today could be the ass that you kiss tomorrow. So watch whose toes you step on. And that's it. Great conversation today, y'all. Oh, YouTube is up. It's up on my story. If you have not subscribed, liked, YouTube, you can. At I am DD Park. I believe it's under the same thing. I think it's YouTube / I am DD Parker on YouTube. So make sure you guys subscribe, like, share, or whatever, because that is where the podcast is going. I do have a name for the podcast. I think I've already told you that. So I'm just trying to get everything transitioned out so we can go to the next level. Because, yeah, 2026 got to be different. 2025 gave me hell. And we still in it. But I'm here. And I'm thugging it out. But, I'm ready for it to be over. Baby Rock said, we all have work to do. Love one another and stay up. Absolutely. Oh, last final thought. No disrespect. I'm just glad it wasn't a black man. I'm sorry. I'm just glad it wasn't a black man. 1985 said exactly, Barack. We all got work to do. Final thoughts. If you spread hate, you will get it in return. All right, y'all. Love y'all for y'all. Possibility I might go live tomorrow because I will be, getting ready to go out and be out in these streets. If you are in the ATL and headed to the Nelly concert, I'll see you guys out there at Lakewood. And tomorrow I'll be on the south side at, yes, Pat, right, that part. And then tomorrow I'm gonna be out on the south side at the bridge, for Lovers and Friends with Tank, Genuine, Life Jennings, and Tyrese. So, if you see me, if you are in the ATL, please make sure you come and speak to me. I